الله أكبر الله أكبر شهد أن لا إله إلا الله
إلينا إيابهم ثم إن علينا حسابهم الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
Guyana is the land of many waters. It's a very beautiful country surrounded by water. The people thought, well, where is Guyana? Is this in Africa? Is this Guinea? Is this Ghana? Where is this country? We are in South America, the only English speaking, but culturally we are linked to the Caribbean. Originally they were the Guyanas, 3 Guyanas, and in the past they were referred to as the wild coast. People were afraid to do anything on it because the coast was below sea level. We were colonized by the British. In 1966 we became independent. Guyana has the largest amount of masjids in the Western Hemisphere per capita. More than 150 masjids in Guyana, 83,000 square miles, and the Muslim population just about 12%. People are very hospitable. You will sense that hospitality more when you move to the rural parts. We have masjids in all of these counties and even in our bordering towns.
Ramadan is a beautiful month and I love it so much. And it is, subhanAllah, a month that I welcome a lot in my life because it brings immense blessings and reward for myself and my family. After Fajr at the masjid, I go to the market to get the vegetable, the meat, the fruits for the iftar in the afternoon at the masjid.
I'm a butcher for 26 years. Halal meat. A Ramadan month like this, I born. That's why I mean in Ramzan. Well, first you lick down the animal. You tie it up tight, 4 foot tight. You turn your head against the east. Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, 3 times. Weapon gotta be sharp though.
This is a site that the first masjid was built in Guyana in 1860. It was built by the indentured servants who came from India. So though Muslims came during slavery, they were not able to practice their religion. So the religious practices that they had in Africa was almost wiped out in the public domain. all of them became Christians. They were given new names and everything. And so, but the Muslims who came from India were allowed to practice their religion, so they had to pray, so they built the mosque at this site, the first mosque structure that was set up. According to recorded history, Muslims came here first through slavery.
The Europeans, Dutch and English, had Guyana as a plantation colony, a place that you can grow produce, mainly sugar later. But they could not find labor. Sugar is a labor-intensive occupation. They brought slaves from Africa. They're largely Nigerians, Ghanaians. Sugar was the beginning of the colony, but now it's going off.
My name is Nasruddin Rahman. I working at Blaymouth Estate, Gaisuku. I'm from Shieldstown. I'm working for 29 years now. You got cut the cane. If you got cut and drop, sometimes it's cut and drop, sometimes it's cut and load the cane. This work is very hard for Ramadan month, for keeping fast, because you could do without the food, but the water, you couldn't do without the water. Because you got to cut the cane and drop it, and something you're thirsty. You have more Muslim, but it's hard for them to keep the fast, Ramadan month. We make iftar with the friends at the masjid, like pulori, chana, dates, juice, drinks, and so we just make iftar at the masjid. Well, you get different persons cooking the food at the masjid. Sometimes cook at the home and carry to the masjid. This is a family place. I live here. I've built this house for 5 years, and life is, so far, life is good.
When we marry, then we turn Muslim. We convert to Muslim. I feel so happy in my life when I turn Muslim. I like Muslim religion more because it's easy and it's simple.
We born in a Muslim home. My father was an imam. It was very nice reaching your brothers and sisters. I went to the masjid and prayed salah, and then you came home. You enjoy the day. Fast is so easy. You don't feel it that if you keep fast. Allah make it so easy.
In 1838, at the emancipation of slavery, according to the documents, it reported that the slaves celebrated with a Friday midday prayer. The only people who perform Friday midday prayers are Muslims.
And so after the abolishment of slavery in 1838, the British now looked elsewhere for cheap labor, and they moved to India. The Indians came under an arrangement called the indentureship. Of course, the majority of the Indians were Hindus. Approximately 17 to 20% of the Indians who came were Muslims. They were allowed to practice their religion. They were also allowed to congregate.
In the 60s, Muslims started to leave Guyana and go abroad to study Islam in the Muslim world, Pakistan, India, Arabia, Egypt. Muslims start to practice Islam more in performing their prayers more regularly. The masjid start to open.
There's still a great need for the Arabic language, and you would appreciate Arabic language, yes, being taught by an Arab.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Okay, please start reciting سورة الضحى. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والضحى والليل إذا.
أنا جيت من بلدي لمهمة اللي هي الدعوة، مثلا إلقاء الدروس، تعليم اللغة العربية، تعليم القرآن الكريم. الحمد لله تخرجت من جامعة الأزهر سنة 2006 وأنا أعيش في غانا، دولة غانا في العاصمة جورج تاون منذ سنة 2017. What mean king in Arabic?
ملك.
What mean beautiful?
جميل.
What mean door? That line?
الباب.
الباب. أنا أول ما جيت غانا بصراحة اتفاجأت في كل شيء. spell again and read. فعامل اللغة وعامل العادات والتقاليد وعامل الثقافة وعامل التوقيت كان لي مفاجأة. حالة اتفاجأت فيها بين الشباب هنا ان في اقبال على الاسلام وفي احترام للاسلام، ففي ناس يعني مش مسلمين لا يدينون باي دين او منهم ان هم غير مسلمين ولكن ياتوا الى الفصل حبا في تعلم القرآن، حبا في تعلم اللغة العربية، حبا في زيادة الثقافة، وبزيادة الأكثر من ذلك بعض الطالبات يرتدين الحجاب حبا في الحجاب بغض النظر عن اختلاف الدين. غانا بلد متعددة الديانات، التسامح الديني، كل بيحترم حرية الرأي والتعبير وحرية العقيدة.
For instance, the president of Guyana, Irfan Ali, is a Muslim. He is really the first Muslim president of any country in the whole of the Americas. The first Muslim president is right here.
Well, I come from a normal Guyanese family that contributed significantly to public service. My grandparents and my parents and myself, our family came up from an Islamic background. Both my parents would have completed Hajj. I'm from a village called Lenora on the west coast of Demerara. Grew up playing in the compound of the Lenora Mosque. That's our local mosque. As a child, I remember looking forward to Ramadan from many perspectives. Not only for the Tarawih Salah, but from the community. So the community came together and had iftar together. As a community, people came, all the children, your parents, they were all there, breaking the fast together, eating together, sharing together, eating from the same plate, and then praying together, building relationship.
And that He has chosen us to witness this most blessed time of the year, a time of redemption. The believer who recognizes the value of this gift can only reflect on the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أَيَّامًا مَعْدُودَاتٍ. This is a special time, beloved brothers and sisters. This is not any regular time of the year. For us, we need to recognize this is an opportunity of a lifetime, so to speak.
In Guyana, we have a rich country in terms of diversity, as you know, and that is something that we can celebrate. The Muslim community is the smallest of the three main religious communities, but yet the country elected a Muslim president. In many mosques across the country, you will see that community spirit again, where the community, the people in the community, the children, their parents, they're coming together as families joined together in one community, breaking the fast at iftar, sharing and praying together, you know, connecting with each other.
Assalamu alaikum. Some beef brought out from the market, cooked, and watermelon for the iftar.
During the month, Ramadan, the fasting month, every day we cook. We feed them when they come in the afternoon, the fasting portion, and who doesn't keep fast, everybody eat dinner before they go home. Well, between women and children and things, by 200 people. 27 years now, convert. I married to a Muslim girl. So then after I married to her, I become Muslim. I had to convert before I married to her. I find it in Islam good. It's more simple religion. You have to do the right thing. The religion is straightforward. The books tell you what to do and you do the right thing, and that's it.
No,
say Alhamdulillah, Bismillah, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadan Rasulullah, Allahu Akbar all time, all the time. And keep me up for the day. Do what we have to do.
I have no idea, come married this to the lady. I'm a convert. My husband is a Muslim. This is like about 3 years now of fasting. It takes me 21 years after to convert to a Muslim. So when you're in the weather cool, you don't find it hard. Kana is after you break your fast, you eat dinner. When you finish Maghrib prayer, you eat the dinner. Ramadan is the time for the togetherness. When the whole Jamaat come together, you pray together, you eat together, you break fast together. It's a time for togetherness.
Our Prophet ﷺ tells us that fasting is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a deed that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken upon himself, that he will reward each and every one of us, brothers and sisters. He make that initiative, he make that proactiveness to start, respective brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, once again, everyone is invited for Ghana after the remaining salah and dua, inshallah. آمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم.
After you finish breaking the fast, you feel so good, happy. Because you don't know you do something good for the day and you didn't eat all day. So now when you eat, you feel good. Ramadan is a very great month. Lots of blessing.
Come here.
Oh, it's good. It feels so good to observe the holy month of Ramadan. And when you do that, you have so much strength. You don't know where the strength is coming from. It's from Allah.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
CIG was formed in July 1, 1979. It was a very small place. When we were giving zakat out in the 70s to 20 or 30 persons, that has now increased to more than 1,200 persons. Alhamdulillah, now the CIG on a monthly basis is distributing close to about $50,000 in zakat and towards the orphan sponsorship program. These are routine activities.
This is a food hamper project executed by the Central Islamic Organization of Ghana. These are monies that would have been donated by persons locally in Ghana, regionally and internationally, for food hampers to be given to fasting Muslims during the month of Ramadan. Almost 2,000 persons having a hamper each.
So, how much person live in your homes?
Six.
Want to sign here for me? Sign here. What I'm doing here, I'm taking down their names, their masjid that they are attached to, the number of person that will benefit from this food basket. And this is like a iftar food basket that will assist them in making preparation for their suhoor and making preparation for their iftar at their homes, their family, if they cannot make it at the masjid. And these persons are selected because they are from the less fortunate of our community, Blairmont, Shieldstone, and the Edward. I make preparation of different grains, different varieties of dry goods that can be cooked, rice, macaroni, chow mein, flour. This distribution is done not only in Ramadan but throughout the entire year.
I cook for thousands of people. Yeah, I do a lot of cooking. People ask me, they say, Tony, you don't fed up cooking? I say, no, this is my hobby. And I love cooking. This cooking done every Ramadan month for the Camp Street prison and Lusiknal prison. Well, this is a good blessing because it's our brothers in there. So, you know, we need to do this for them. Because, you know, they're fasting, so the minute break the fast, they need to get something to eat. So, you know, we try to change the menu every single day and give them a different thing every day. Like today now, as you know, we're doing dal and rice and chicken curry for them. But today on Monday. It's Ramadan month. You know, we're looking out for the brothers. You know, we're looking out for the brothers them, so that's why we do it for them.
Sentenced to 75 years in prison. I have appealed that. So I take part every day in the feeding up. They getting the meals to the brother. And I also take part in the Jumat Salat, where I am the leading imam, where I am the imam for the masjid. I converted at the masjid that is in the prison, a more bigger facility that was in 2017. I know that there was a book by the name of the Quran, but I never read it because I couldn't have read. And while I saw the brother was reading the Quran and he was teaching another brother, and I was like curious to learn or to understand what is really going on. So I said, I want to be there, I want to take part. And I went and I listened. And from there I listened, I feel so amazed from since there. And I said, you know what? Read it to me, brother. Tell me what it said.
Being closer to Allah catching Juma every Friday, farming a daily salad with your brothers. Remember, it's much better. It's one of my main thing in the process then, of course. I must say it's a lesson and a half. Can write a book from this. Surely can write a book. My best of advice would always tell any Muslim brother, non-Muslims, try not to get yourself caught up. But like I said, by the grace and the mercies of Allah subhanallah, go through very much safe.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never want to put us through difficulty, but we put ourselves. Without no one looking out for us, except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what we could have done.
The Muslim inmates are very cooperative, they're very disciplined, and I would want to believe it's because they engage in so much of praying, so much time per day, so they don't find that they're so erratic like the other inmates. That's just my view. The prison don't really prepare for Ramadan, and this is a special food, halal food I think it is.
They give us food, but they don't provide for the breaking of the fast. That is not within their jurisdiction, but we get 3 meals a day.
This is the facility that we perform our Friday Jumat Salat. These are the mats. It's not a complete one, it's just pieces that we use. Here. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم
In the 90s, we start to see a resurgence of Islam, especially among our Afro brothers and sisters, and many of them are returning to Islam.
And there are a number of communities of Africans who are Muslims.
In some cases, it is predominantly the Imam is African, and most of the congregation are from the African brothers and sisters. And I must add, sometimes these converts are more practicing of the religion than those who were born Muslims.
I never think about being a Muslim because as a young boy, leaving school, meeting with friends, when I think about it, I say like, I would lose too much. The way of life, you can't eat, you can't go to parties. I didn't think about it such, A day while going to work in the army, I made a little prayer in English as a Christian. I said, if things work out good for me, I would accept Islam. And it worked out so good. I had no choice. I took Islam very seriously. I always say that, well, if I'm a Muslim, I must live as a Muslim. I pray 5 times a day. I try to make it very, efficient. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu la ilaha illallah. I become the muazzin for the mosque. And from there on, I'm here all the while. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. I never want to give somebody the keys to open the masjid. So that responsibility, I take it very seriously, that if I'm not there, the masjid would be locked and I would be held accountable for prayers for the brother who is sitting or waiting on me. So I try to be very punctual. And that actually motivates me to be here 5 times a day.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم.
The majority of the people in this community is most African people, and most of the people that come our masjid here is mostly African people. Sophia have a stigma, and the stigma is that most of the people that live in this area get themselves tangled with the law. Many people stigmatize the area with this. But so far that I am here, crime has reduced. A lot of things positive has coming out from this area. Whatever we can assist, we assist the community with. So whatever problem they're having, whatever difficulty they're having, they can come out and tell us, and we can see whatever assistance we can lend. So this is a plus for our Jamaat as well, our masjid, that the people in the area, they respect us because they see what we are doing. It is honesty, and we try our utmost best to serve the locality, this community, with respect and tolerance for each and every single individual that reside in this area. There are many people out there right in our locality here, in our community. They are interested in Islam. They are curious and they see how Muslims deal with people, how Muslims live, and they realize that this should be the way out.
حي على الفلاح حي.
You know, but you see in the love that Islam have for often, Islam give to the people. So, and that make me as well more fall in love with Islam. So it's a community which is vibrant, which everybody understand the responsibility of as Muslim in this blessed month of Ramadan.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
The first thing that you have to do is seek knowledge. Seek knowledge. I would go home, read my Quran, you know, just relax and focusing on the next prayer, which would be Zohar, and there back again. As a Muslim, I don't want to be too proud by telling you that, well, I am a good Muslim. Allah knows best. But what I do, I try to, you know, do the things that is pleasing to our Creator as much as I can. Now the Indian, he is already a Muslim, but then he's not practicing his deen. His parents might not be, you know. A Negro or black Muslim would come with a purpose actually. Most of the black brothers would come with a purpose because he now wants to become a Muslim.
So this is my first Ramadan as Muslim. Last year Ramadan I wasn't Muslim, but I observed a few days as to see what it was exactly. That's when I was learning about Islam. It's an experience. It's not easy, but it's a commitment.
Tell me how you got the date.
Getting married to the person I'm with right now was also one of the reasons I converted to Islam. We ended up in the talks of getting married. We never planned on getting married, it just happened. And we decided one day, let's get married next month. And we got married next month, right on the same yard out there. It was very small, very simple, and it was very happy. I'm originally from Bartica. My mom was half Amerindian, half Negro, and my father was fully Amerindian. I was an active Christian. I used to play drums for the church, keyboard, and I stopped. I got converted last year. The Muslim faith has showed me the peace in life. Sometimes when I'm stressed or something, I play some Quran and it basically helps me to focus. So the whole of Islam is really relaxing and calming in my perspective. It teaches you to be a good person to others, a good person to yourself, a good person to your friends, families, and all these sorts of people. So it teaches you more how to live a good life physically, do good deeds, and be viewed as a good person as a Muslim should.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أستاذ محمد، كيف حالك يا صديقي العزيز محمد؟ أخبار حضرتك إيه؟ تمام؟ كل سنة وأنتم طيبين وإن شاء الله مصر بخير. أنا دي لي 6 سنين هنا في جيانا ومش اتحركت من جيانا، فأنا بكلم أصحابي يعني ممكن في الأسبوع مرتين. طبعا أكيد إحساس بالوحدة، وبذلك في بداية الأمور، وإحساس بالوحدة أكثر لما بتكون في رمضان، بتتذكر أيام رمضان لما بتكون في مصر وسط أهلك وسط أصدقائك، بتروح تصلي في المدينة، بتروح تصلي في القرية اللي جنب القرية، بتروح تسافر القاهرة. ده أيام، أنت عارف الأيام أيام ما كنا صغيرين شوية كده، أنت عارف أحلى أيام بصراحة، أيام الجامعة. أي بلد إحنا كناس من الأزهر الشريف، أي بلد ربنا بنروح عليها بيكون ربنا ليه حكمة فيها، إن ربنا حطك في المكان ده إلا وليه حكمة والسبب إن أنت بتأدي رسالة ربنا.
My mom always said, I will go on in the month of Ramadan.
To pass away in this month, it's usually an honor because it makes your accountability lighter on the Day of Judgment. And so every Muslim desires to pass away in the month of Ramadan. And so, alhamdulillah, she is definitely honored.
This is one thing that made me feel as a son so happy for her, that there is nothing, that better I or anybody in the world could have given her.
Brothers and sisters all, Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh. We tender our condolence to all the relations. This is not the only existence. Death is not the end of it all. Death is the beginning of an everlasting existence. Our position in the hereafter. In the past, it was more family-oriented. Now, there is more open. There is more activities regarding and more information being circulated about Ramadan and fasting via social media. In the past, we did not have television in Guyana, so we all depended on the radio. So in the mornings, we have a radio program. Everybody will tune in to listen to the Ramadan program and the songs being sung in the Urdu language. Alhamdulillah, now today, we have moved from radio, we now have television programs. We have a lot more information being disseminated via the social media, the WhatsApp and the internet, etc., etc. Every day we have television program, radio programs in Ramadan. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The government gives us some time on the national television for us to have our Islamic programs. This month was gifted to us so that we may purify our bodies, minds and hearts and cultivate taqwa, God consciousness. The Muslim community, by the grace of Allah, they have developed. Our head of state, we have ministers in the government who are Muslims, We have Muslim lawyers. The director of public prosecution for Guyana is a Muslim sister.
This year will be 18 years since I have been in this position. It's been the longest serving director of public prosecutions. I am the first woman to have been appointed as the director of public prosecutions. I am also the first Muslim woman and the first Muslim lawyer to wear the hijab at the bar. I performed the Hajj in 1985, and after I had performed the Hajj, I decided that I will wear the hijab. I had gone on leave, I came back to work, I started wearing it. I had no adverse reaction. And I have always been respected at the bar, and I have never been treated differently. Muslim Guyanese have always held Ramadan in high esteem. Families would invite friends over and families to break the fast.
I love to cook for other people. Generally, I love to host. So I would host about 10 to 12 times per year. You know, not big gatherings, but very, very close friends. In Guyana, most of the men and some of the women would go to the masjid to break the fast for iftar and dinner, most of them. Some families choose a day or two in a month to invite their extended family over or their very close friends over. So today we chose to invite very close relatives. The last two Ramadans, because of the pandemic, there was a setback because we weren't able to socialize in the masjids and the mosque. So that it was a little different. But the good that came out of that is that families were able to come together in homes that usually didn't happen. As soon as the time for fast arrives, we take a sip of water and we have a date. That's from the Sunnah of the Prophet on whom be peace, so we continue that tradition. Ramadan is a heightened spiritual time. And we know the value of every good thing that we do. We know the value of every prayer, of every fast, of every zakah, everything that we give. And so we take it very seriously because we know it's multiplied. And so we don't hesitate to make use and take advantage of the value of Ramadan.
I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give me good manners and character and respect like the Prophet of Islam. انت عارف ان كل المجتمع بيكون متماسك من خلال الدين، ان كل واحد بيحترم عقيدة الاخرين. انا شايف كراجل دين من ناحية جيانا ما فيش تأثير على الدين. جيانا ما عندهم اي مشكلة مع الاسلام. جيانا بلد بتحترم كل الاسلام، بتحترم كل الديانات، مسلم، مسيحي، هندوسي، نسبة نون مسلم، نسبة ما بيقتنعوش not believe، مش عندهمش اي دين، والبلد بتعطيهم حرية العقيدة. Keep God working for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and come to pray in masjid because you don't know where your age will be finished, your time when you will be finished. And the first thing Allah will ask you about praying. Allah. فهنا الحمد لله في الشعب لطيف، شعب يحب التعايش، شعب يحترم الأديان، فده حال الوضع الشبابي يعني اللي أنا شفته.
Here you have the world's three great religions together, side by side. Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, side by side.
Our pleasure to join with our presidents.
The diversity is not only from a religious perspective. The diversity is from an ethnic perspective also.
We are a land of 6 different people, fused together under one common banner, and that is we are Guyanese. This week in Guyana, we have a very interesting period. We, the Muslims, are in Ramadan. The Christians are in the period of Lent, fasting, and the Hindus are in the period of Navratri. So all 3 of the major religions are fasting. And today we have a national day of prayer and fasting. The people of the country, they were fused together in struggle. And in that struggle, there are certain fundamental principles that bounded the people together. And that is the love for freedom, the respect for each other, viewing each other equally in the eyes of the law, in the eyes of human, and developing that level of respect and tolerance for each other.
This country, we're blessed. We live in harmony with all the other religions, the Hindus, the Christians. We live in harmony with everyone.
Everybody feeling all right. Hey.
It's our interpretation of Islam. It is one that promotes peaceful coexistence, religious tolerance, and respect for everyone, respecting the humanity of every person, irrespective of their race or irrespective of their religion.
If you're not promoting peace, you're not promoting tolerance, you're not promoting respect, you're not promoting trust, you're not promoting love, then you cannot be representing Islam.
Just a simple talk with a Muslim brother can ease the tension of whatever it is you're going through.
And Islam, as you would know, Islam is a way of life. It's not what you feel like. It's a process that you have to live by. And I enjoy doing it.
The future of Islam here, I think, is a very rosy one. And it's something, actually, that can be an example to many countries in the world.
And for the people to complement the natural beauty of our country with their good attitude and behavior.
Hopefully it will be able to make a contribution of its spirit, of the Guyana's Islamic spirit, of tolerance, of acceptance, of growth, of contribution to the world.
Yes, I think one day Guyana will have a woman as a president, and maybe a Muslim woman too.
Let me see you shake your body, girl, man up.